Don't let Ryan Poles get hot. I'm telling you right now, NFL, Chicago Bears GM Ryan Poles, do not let the man get caught. I'm Harrison Graham. I'm filming from my house. I left my laptop at work after Yannick Ngakoue signed last night, but Ryan Poles has done it again. He signs veteran tight end Marcedes Lewis to a one-year deal for the 2023 NFL season. Another player that was on our radar to add to this football team. We'll tell you all about this signing and react more to Yannick from last night, as it's been a hell of a 12 hours for Bears GM Ryan Poles. But this is why you subscribe. Listen, I know it's a vertical video right now, and I don't have my laptop and this and that because I got to go to work here in a little bit, but I couldn't wait. I had to get you guys a video and react to this news. Subscribe to the channel. We're like 90 subs away from 68,000 subscribers. Can we get there? If we get to 68,000 subscribers, that means we're closer to 69,000 subscribers, which is a very nice number. So if you want to support the show, it's 100% free, daily updates, more videos to come. Okay, Marcedes Lewis, one-year deal, coming to Chicago. I love this move. I gotta be honest. I don't want to be like, super like, oh, Ryan Poles, he's never gonna make a bad move, because he has made some moves I haven't loved, but this is a great move. You had a glaring need for a third tight end on this depth chart. The Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan combo is a really good 1-2 punch, but you needed a third guy, and to me, Lewis made the most sense for a while now. Why? Couple of reasons. One, he's been with the Packers the past 5 years, and I think the last 4 have been under Matt LaFleur. So this same offensive system with Luke Getsy, who was there for a few of those years, by the way. So he knows the system very well. That's number one. Number two, he's a vet. He's 38 years old. He's got a lot of experience to offer to that tight end room. Even Cole Kmet, who's still a young player, he can help a lot with Cole Kmet, especially as a blocker, which gets me to point number 3. He is an excellent blocker. Excellent. He's been one of the best blocking tight ends throughout his entire career. He's that good at it. It's like adding an extra offensive lineman, and we knew the Bears needed more at tight end because this is a team that's going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets, and they're going to run the football. And a guy like Marcedes Lewis still has value, especially in the running game. Now, is he going to catch even 10 balls this year? I don't know. I don't care if he catches a single ball. That's not his role. His role is to come in and blow people up in the run game. And he can still do that despite his advanced age. And kudos to Marcedes Lewis. Year 18 in the NFL, I mean, that is impressive for the veteran tight end. And I think it's only been with 2 teams. I think it was Jacksonville for 12, 13 years, then Green Bay. There might have been another stop in there, but great career for him, and it continues now in Chicago. And a few months ago I mentioned this for the first time, and I really thought I really think this could happen. He'll probably wait until camp to sign somewhere. I don't think the Packers will bring him back. Maybe the Jets with the Rodgers connection. I think he would have liked him there, but I thought Chicago could be a possibility, especially with Tonyan coming down. That's a guy who could help recruit Marcedes Lewis, be like, hey man, we're doing good things down here, like come help us out, come help this young team take the next step. And I think that's what Ryan Poles has to be thinking here, right? Not only with this move, but last night with Ngakoue. I'm fired up about the last 12 hours for the Chicago Bears. If you're fired up right now, screw that. Type bear down in the comments right now. Get the bear downs flowing if you're fired up about the addition of Marcedes Lewis, and obviously Yannick Ngakoue last night. This guy's going to help. Both these new additions are going to be contributors, and Ngakoue probably more so, but Lewis will play. Unless he gets into camp and is a completely cooked product, which would surprise me. He was still pretty solid last year. This is your third tight end, and there might be a battle for the fourth tight end if 4 make it, but it could just be the 3 of Kmet, Tonyan, and Marcedes Lewis. Get the bear downs going if you are fired up. So Marcedes Lewis, year 18, 38 years old, again, excellent blocking tight end throughout his NFL career, comes highly recommended. I mean, Aaron Rodgers loves the guy. I know FAR, FGB, all that stuff. But listen, if you earn Aaron Rodgers' trust as a player. I think that means something. That goes a long way. And for Ryan Poles to recognize that, and for Luke Getsy to probably have some influence here and say, "Hey, let's bring this guy in." I just think it's a great move. It fills a need. He's a solid player. He knows the scheme. He's a good blocker, especially in this system. Guys like Khalil Herbert should be happy about this. Deontay Foreman, Roschon Johnson. As far as the lower tight ends who are competing for that third role, Chase Allen, Jake Tonjes. This is just business, man. I think the Bears are sending a clear message to this team right now. They're going to compete. They want to compete this year. Now, are these two moves the last 12 hours like we think we can make a run at a Super Bowl? I wouldn't say that. They're both one-year deals. They help you this year. I do think they're moves to say, though, that A, we have money to spend, and B, this team can compete for a playoff spot. There's no reason why the expectations can't be compete for a playoff spot. That should be kind of the low expectation of let's have a chance to make the playoffs late in the year, right? The high expectation is let's make the playoffs and maybe do some damage. Maybe you fall somewhere in the middle where you make the playoffs and lose in the first round or second round. We'll see, but I think this front office led by Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham, who I think's probably had a big influence this offseason, keeping him was huge, by the way, have done a great job in retooling this roster. I mean, you just think about it, right? Let's just think about some of the moves you've done. Your wide receiver room last year was Darnell Mooney and a bunch of scrubs. Now you've got DJ Moore, and by the way, Mooney missed the final 5-6 weeks. Now you got DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, Tyler Scott. Hopefully year 2 of Velus Jones helps, but you've revamped that room. Offensive line, which doesn't sound like it's had a great start to camp, but you've invested there. You get Nate Davis, who's banged up right now. Hopefully he gets back soon. You drafted Darnell Wright as well. Cody Whitehair over to center. Even if he's not as good as he once was, he should be better than Sam Mustipher there. So you've invested in that position. Running back, sure, you lose David Montgomery, but you add Deontay Foreman and Roschon Johnson. And now you get Robert Tonyan and Marcedes Lewis to go with Cole Kmet, who, by the way, you extended this offseason. So that's the offense. Defensively, you just signed Yannick Ngakoue at edge. That was your kind of big hole on the entire roster. You got DeMarcus Walker. You drafted Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens at defensive tackle. You signed Andrew Billings. You get Terrell Lewis has had a good start to camp up to this point. That's completely revamped. I still don't think the D-line's awesome by any means, but it should be better than last year. Linebacker is a completely transformed position. You go and get TJ Edwards. You sign Tremaine Edmonds to a big deal. You draft Noah Sewell. Jack Sanborn goes from being by far your best linebacker to your third. Who knows, maybe your fourth if Sewell beats him out. I think it'll be Sanborn, but still, I like the Sewell addition. You sign Dylan Cole, who's a great special teamer and can play linebacker if you need him to. Okay, secondary. Tyreek Stevenson, you trade up for him in the second round. You identify Terrell Smith in the 5th round, who is competing with Stevenson for that second outside corner spot. Second years of Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon. You're doing some things, man. You're doing some things. I'm not going to sit here again and say this is a Super Bowl roster, but you got to appreciate what Ryan Poles has been able to do. And by the way, he's done it without compromising next offseason. You have 2 first-round picks. You're still going to have the 3rd or 4th most cap space in the NFL next year. Oh, and by the way, before this Marcedes Lewis deal, you had $17-18 million, and I've got airplane mode on so I can film without interruption here, but I would be pretty surprised if this wasn't a vet minimum deal. So you still have money to work with if you want to go make a move. Clap it up, man. You got to clap it up. This has been a hell of an offseason on paper, want to make that clear, for the Chicago Bears. But Justin Fields, you got enough now, man. I'm not going to say you got the best in the league around you, but you got adequate help on this team to take that step and take this team to the next level. This should be a team that's competing for a playoff spot in the month of December and into January. Doesn't mean it's playoffs or bust, but the pieces are around you. The pieces are around you. Let me ask you guys, will this team make the playoffs? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. I'm going to be bold and say yes. I think this team makes the postseason. I just like the energy from training camp. I like the calculated aggressiveness from Ryan Poles, not reckless aggressiveness, which is what Ryan Pace used to do. I think the Ngakoue addition is big. I'm I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. Let me know. Y for yes and for no if you think the Chicago Bears will make the playoffs this year or not. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to pack things up, take care of PJ a little bit longer before I come into the studio. Shout out to everybody who tuned into our live stream for Yannick Ngakoue last night. That was a whole lot of fun. If you want more coverage like that and videos like this when we're in a pinch and just going to pull out the phone to film, we're going to keep bringing you guys the content. Again, subscribe, turn on notifications. Bear down. We'll see you guys soon.